My name is Esther Dawson from Cuttlebug Crafts, and today I'm going to show you a few really cool techniques which will in the end create this card. Now this is a really great card as a thank you card, a greetings card, or even a Christmas card. And I'm going to be using several different techniques here. Inking around the edges, one of my favourite ones, and also I'm going to show you how to use the Cuttlebug corners, fancy corners, to create this really cool pattern. That's right, I've just used one corner to create this pattern. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. Okay, so the things we are going to use are, first of all, our cardstock. So I'm using this square card. Second, you're going to need a pencil for drawing outlines, and just some plain white cardstock. You will also need something to draw a circle, and I've got this white container and I'm going to just draw around the edge. I've also got a Tim Holtz Distress ink. Now this isn't to use as ink, but I'm going to use the edges to use it as a stencil. And it's very useful because it's got curved edges, as you can see there. I'm also going to use a pair of scissors and some sandpaper to round off my card, just because when I hand cut it sometimes it leaves a few edges. Also I'm going to need some self-adhesive pearls. I've got white and pink there, or ivory. A nice pink ribbon of your choice. A stamp, I've got warm wishes there, a wooden stamp. I'm using two inks. You can use two colours that go well nicely together, so I'm using green and pink bamboo leaves. And also my Cuttlebug. Some corners. This one is called the Fancy Corners Cuttlebug set, and I got this one and they're very, very useful. I've been using them heaps. Also, you'll need some nestabilities or something to cut a hole in the centre. I'll show you that later. Also, you're going to need your cutting plates, and that is all. So, let's get into it. I saw this idea on the internet actually, and it is a very cool idea. So I hope you enjoy it. I really enjoy doing it. So after you've drawn the stencil around, it should just look something like this. And then you're going to cut around that. So I'll come right back to you. Alright, so I'm just cutting the last bit of the circle now. Just cutting around the edge. There we go. So now you've got a few rough edges. I'm going to of course use this side, which doesn't have the pencil on it. But you've got some rough edges, so I came up with this idea and I thought that, you can use a file on your nails, so why can't you use sandpaper on and paper? I'm just going to use this just to make my edges look a whole lot better. But we're going to ink the edges of this to make it distract the eye a bit and to draw the eye towards the centre. So next I'm going to show you how to Cuttlebug the corners. Alright, so I've got my Cuttlebug out. Now I'm going to use these nestability dies, and this is the scalloped circles, to create a circle, to cut a circle in the centre of my bigger circle, so that, and here comes the revealing part, this is what you're going to do. So that you can insert your corner, I've used, I'll show you on the back here, this one here, which is a really nice flowery one. It's folded 2 out of the 4 that you get. So I'm going to use this, which I will then insert in the circle and go all the way around. I have my scallop circle positioned in the middle of my circle here. So position it roughly in the centre. Just going to have to use your eyes for that one. Place the C plate on top and roll it through. And here we go. So this is your circle now. It looks really strange, but just wait until you see it. It makes much more sense once you've finished doing all the embossing. So now comes the tricky part. And I'm not trying to put you off, it's just a little bit tricky because you are going to have to position this all around the circle evenly so that you can't distinguish any uneven marks. But you know, it doesn't matter if you don't get it perfect on the first time, you'll get much better. Now when I did it, I liked the little flowers, so I'm just going to show you behind a black surface what this pattern looks like. So you can see there I've got the two flowers. Now I quite like both of them on, but you've just got to do your best. It looks better if these leaves are not going over the edge. It looks better if you have positioned it on so that it doesn't look like it's been cut off. So I'm just going to try and do my best, and I'll show you the first one, and then I'm just going to continue all the way around. So I'm going to get it about there, get it on that position all the way around so it really fits in nicely. So place it in, try not to move it, put your other B plate on top and roll it through. I'm just going to leave that plate in there and continue all the way around. It's going to look a bit like that, look a bit strange. But you know, once you've done the first few, it's going to look really nice. Okay, I'm coming on to the last one here. So I'm just going to place it in the Cuttlebug and roll it through like normal. And then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, now there will be a few parts that overlap. And you can't help that. But that won't matter, because when you ink this, which is what I'm going to do, you just ink the parts you want to, and that's where your focus will be drawn. People won't notice. And so that looks really pretty, and it actually looks like, when I first saw it, I thought it was an actual circle embossing. Next is time to ink it. So I'm going to use this pink and this green. So pink for the flowers and buds and green for the leaves and the stems. So I'm just going to use this little cotton bud, and I'll show you the first one. So what I first did is I just went around with the pink, and you make a few mistakes, you accidentally go off the edge and make it look as if you actually are using a cotton bud. But with practice, you get better at it. And it's getting there. And when it's all finished, it looks really nice, I guarantee. And so I'm just doing the last part. Okay, so there we go. That looks really pretty and quite Christmassy actually. So once you've inked all them separately, and now you can see what I mean by the crossovers, it doesn't matter if you just choose what to ink. Then that looks really cool. So next, I'm going to just ink around the edges of it. Now, on my website, I've done 5 tips to make your cards look fantastic. And I just thought I'd show you, this is one of them, inking around the edges, that I use all the time. So all you do is you get the ink pad of your choice, and you run it along the edge. Now if you want to do more, I'll just show you, tilt it more across and it brings out more. But if you want to just do just a little bit along the edge, you almost hold it vertical, give a slight slant to it. I tried 2 of the squares, a bigger square, stenciling the base of the Tim Holtz distress ink, or using stenciling around the lid. And I found stenciling around the lid was a better size, because I really don't want to block too many of the flowers and the leaves. So I'm just giving this one last sand, and it's important just to do it on 2 sides. So if you do it from the bottom, and the top, get some little ridges as well. So you just go around it, sanding all the rough corners and edges, and once you've done that, you get your inks. Now, so there we go, I've finished that, and this is going to go on top like this, and that'll look really cool. So I'm just going to get the ribbon next as well. So I've just stamped warm wishes onto this piece of paper, which I'm going to cut out, and I've just got to see if this size will fit. I'm going to cut it out on that white and ink around it, and I'm going to place this ribbon around the edge, cut out the warm wishes and put it on top. So I'll just go do that with my guillotine, and I'll be right back with you. So now I'm going to put the ribbon around here. So I'm just going to cut off just enough so that it can go around, and I've stamped warm wishes on here and just inked a little bit around the edges just to draw your eye to the main message, which is the warm wishes. And then I'm going to put double-sided tape, stick this onto there, and then stick this on top. And I'm just going to give it a bit of dimension by using some foam tape to raise the whole message off this just a bit. And then onto the card. There we go, and that looks really cool. Very Christmassy as well. So now I'm going to get my card over here, which will need a bit of trimming, but that's okay, I can do that on the guillotine. And I'll just stick it plain onto there like so, and then get my pink, just ink around those corners and put some pearls on. So I'm just going to go stick that now down. We're not quite finished yet. You just need to add those finishing touches just to completely draw the eye in and just to make your card look really pretty. So I decided to choose a slightly small size just so that you're not attracted to the side too much, and I'm just placing the last pink pearls in place, and you just need to make sure that you've got the exact same size on. And there you have it, a really nice card.